We've had a lot of people coming to Raid Shadow Legends recently, which is awesome. But if you're just now coming to Raid, there's a good chance that you're making some common mistakes. I mean, I made every single one of these mistakes when I first started out, and it cost me weeks, even months of progress when I first started. So today, I'm gonna give you guys 5 beginner tips that actually matter and that'll help speed up your early game progress. And speaking of new players coming to Raid, guys, you can start a brand new account with my man Fallon Foulbeard here. All you gotta do is click my link down there in the description. After you complete the tutorial, Fallon will be sitting for you right up here in your inbox. All you have to do is claim him. And then as you level up to levels 10, 20, and 30, you'll get 3 additional epics. You can also get a second free legendary champion on your PC. If you go over here and hit promo codes, you can use a promo code like Wrath, which will get you Grand Oak Podrick, who's an amazing starter champion, or even something like Raid 7 will get you Pelops, who I've been using a ton on my free-to-play account, and I love this guy. For a brand new early account, this guy's amazing. I mean, Grand Oak is really amazing as well. You really can't go wrong with either of those codes, but it's a free way to support the channel, gets you a couple free legendary, gets you some epics to get your account going. So make sure you guys check out that link down there in the description. And let's actually start with an honorable mention for the top 5 beginner tips. My honorable mention is going to be doing your daily, weekly, monthly, and even advanced quests to get all this free stuff. I mean, you can see my dailies are already done. The weeklies, we gotta wait on these 5, but once those are done, I'll get these done to get that energy. And then you get free shards on your monthlies as well. And then getting all this stuff done, you get free gems, you get free energy. Make sure you guys are doing all of your quests. This is my honorable mention. My first tip is going to be focus on one champion to start. Get your first champion up to 6-star. On this account, it was Supreme Gaelic. If you are going to use my download link, I would recommend maxing out Fallon Foulbeard. And the reason is because these are going to be your campaign farmers, which is going to allow you to farm more food. Fallon has multiple AoE attacks that are going to just clear those waves through the campaign, and you can get to brutal 12-6 super fast with Fallon. On this account's a little bit older, so I had the luxury of getting Supreme Gaelic. I wouldn't be sad if I had Fallon. The Supreme Gaelic is my farmer on this account because he's got an AoE there and he's got a 4-hitter right there. He's really solid for campaign farming. I mean, you can even campaign farm with Kale realistically. He's got an AoE attack, he's got a 4x hitter. Like, Kale can even be a campaign farmer if for some reason you don't believe me about Fallon, or if you use a different download link and don't really come with a great campaign farmer. Kale can be that guy, but I would definitely recommend getting your first 6-star champion as soon as possible. And like I said, if you're using my download link, I would recommend that champion be Fallon Foulbeard so that you can easily farm the campaigns and get other champions up as quickly as possible. Beginner tip number 2, speed is king in Raid Shadow Legends. Whether you're a beginner account, an endgame account, the speed stat is going to be your friend. Whether it's a speed substat on all of your primary gear or speed boots, speed is your friend, or even speed on your banners when you start getting banners on those 6-star champions. The reason for this is speed equals more turns, which equals more damage, which equals more healing, more opportunities to place buffs and support your champions. More turns is good in Raid Shadow Legends. The more turns you get, the more damage you're dealing, the more healing you're doing, the more supporting you're dealing with your champions. The faster you are, the faster you're going against your opponents. Speed is king in Raid Shadow Legends, and it just reigns true more and more each and every day. So usually when you're looking at gear, I'm not going to say early game, like very early game, that if it doesn't have speed to scrap it, but you're going to get to a point pretty quickly where you're realizing you're going to need speed on everything. Like, Palace is one of my leaders, but I mean, even Gallic here, this is a relatively, it's less than a year old account, but I mean, we got him going over 217, and I haven't rebuilt him since, like, I don't know, the first month of this account. Eventually you're going to unlock your Arbiter. Again, Arbiter loves speed. Speed just makes Raid Shadow Legends go around, especially when you're trying to deal more damage to the clan boss, because early game, your mission should be to get to 2 key Ultra Nightmare as quickly as possible. More speed equals more turns equals more damage on the clan boss. Getting the right team in there is another thing, but speed is going to help that. So make sure you're paying attention and farming those speed. One thing we always recommend early in Raid is farming Dragon a ton. And lately we've been getting a lot of these 3 times or 2 times speed events in Dragon Dungeon. I actually even pushed this account's dragon to hard 10 just yesterday so I could farm hard 10 and have a chance at mythical speed gear, because it's that important in the game, especially as you progress from the early game to the mid game to the late game. It becomes even more and more important. So speed is king is tip number 2. Tip number 3, we're going to stay on the topic of gear, because one thing in raid, I know I have a lot because I've been saving, but silver is very, very hard to come by early game. And even like building, like if I built like one champion, redid one of my champions, maybe 2 of my champions, I could go through this 20 million silver really quickly. So tip number 3 is going to be not to waste your silver on bad gear. One quick indicator of gear you shouldn't be rolling up, I always like to filter by gloves, chest piece, and boots. And one thing, even early game, I don't use these unless like I have no other choice. I don't use flat HP, flat attack, flat defense. Let me move my big head out of the way so you guys can see. These are probably pieces I've gotten from Clan Boss that I'm going to re-roll into something else, especially for Cruel. I don't have a lot of that, but once I get like glyphs, I'm going to re-roll that. This piece, I wanted to rework it. I don't have a lot of speed boots on perception, so like I wanted to rework it, but realistically, like I'm getting to a point on this account where I probably don't need to keep that. 6-star protection, again, I want to re-roll that. That's the only reason, but realistically, you shouldn't be really wasting any upgrades into these. You can see how few of these pieces I have because all the other sets, I get rid of them. These are the sets like Mercurial's really hard to come by, Stone Skin Protection, like Immortal, I probably could get rid of this. No one really builds in Immortal as much these days. There's a few champions, but I don't know that it's worth, you know, re-rolling that. But these are definitely easy indicators of early gear to sell. Again, I'm going to re-roll these, that's why I have them. But you notice I don't have any others on the account. Another thing that's becoming more and more rare for boots, speed boots are always going to be king. But realistically, like HP percent and even defense percent boots, along with all the flat stats, are becoming a little bit more and rare, more unused. I'm not saying they are unused, but it is becoming more and more rare that you're going to use them unless you're going to use them on a nuker champion. Attack percent you're still going to use every once in a while, especially if it has like crit rate like this or speed on there. But some of those other stats are becoming hard to come by. As far as for like other pieces, like if you're just looking in general, one thing I would filter by, like you're going to get to a point really quickly where like 5-star gear, like you can get rid of 5-star gear. Like I don't need that 5-star. Like it doesn't, it's a flat HP piece. Like there's just nothing in there that's working for me. This one's got crit damage with HP percent, but like that's not really going to go well together. Like, am I ever going to use these pieces? I think it's good to get in the habit early on. Like, am I ever going to actually use this piece? Crit rate with speed, I might use that if it rolls right. You never know. But getting in the habit of getting rid of bad gear early is definitely a good thing, but also just not rolling up bad gear. I think that's a really big beginner mistake that people use, especially like there's some of those Arbiter missions. I guess I don't have Arbiter missions up anymore. There's like Arbiter missions to like upgrade gear to level 12, level 16. So people are prone to upgrading those bad pieces. I would just say be careful, especially when you're doing 6-star gear. It gets expensive quick. I mean, you can see, like I said, this account is pretty, I think it's like 6, 7, 8 months, something like that. And I don't even have level 16 gear on everyone. What I do is like on the daily missions, you get, you know, upgrade an artifact 4 times. I just come in here and I just single roll these 4 times. Like I'll just do this. If it goes up, great. If not, I'll try again tomorrow. And that's why this is at level 15. Or if there's like a gear enhancement, I'll do that. So don't waste your silver, especially early on. Early game silver is so hard to come by. Don't waste your silver on bad gear. So after you get your first 6-star champion, so again, on this account, it was Supreme Gaelic, start to build that core team. Don't just go willy-nilly upgrading a bunch of random champions. Don't get me wrong, it is nice to have a bunch of champions up to 5-star, but at the same time, you very quickly get to a point where you need those champions up to 6-star. So find a core team that's gonna work really well for you. On this account, I was running like Gaelic, I was running Artor, I was running Alice really early on. Who else was I running really early on? We actually had Wallmaster pretty early on this account. And then like Ugo or Tagor were like my early game accounts. And then like I kind of transitioned. I took Fabian up. Obviously Fabian's going to help in a lot of places, but I kind of transitioned as we started pulling like Arbiter And then we got like Ezio and Predator, and they paired really well. And then like I got lucky and got Glorious Palace, and I got Pelops. So now like my core team is like Glorious Palace and Pelops on every single team, along with Michelangelo. And then usually like Ezio and Xenomorph, so I've kind of focused on them. Have a purpose of why you're taking these champions up. Just don't go taking champions up. Have an idea of why you're taking that champion up. Like, I have ideas for my next 6-star champions that I want to take up. I thought about going Fellhound because Fellhound is the fastest farmer in the game. But realistically, my Supreme Gaelic, he farms just fine. Like, if we go look at my farming times are still 6 seconds. Like, do I really need faster? It's not always 6 seconds. Sometimes it's 9, 12 seconds. But do I really need to spend the resources on that? No, I think I'd be better served to like get up a Raglan or get up a Septimus who can just absolutely nuke. So like he's gonna be one of my next champions I'd take up. I mean, an Aox, he can solo the Scarab, you know? There's a lot of champions that I have a purpose of why I'm taking them up. So get that core team. Don't just go taking champions. I think one mistake a lot of people make early game is they take a ton of champions up to 5-star. But realistically, you should focus on trying to get like those first 2 to 6-star, and then maybe take a couple more to 5-star, and then build up that first team of 5 up to 6-star champions. That way you have a good core clan boss team, and then even up to 6 for a Hydra team as you get there. So I think just kind of like do your research, find what works, and it's gonna be the thing that's tough about Raid is your account's different than mine account. Like we all have different stuff. Like I have a general idea of what I could tell you. Like obviously I think Thalin's gonna be great if you use the promo code WRATH or Raid 7. Pelops or Grand Oak are gonna be incredible. Definitely get them up early. So like it really just kind of depends on what you get. You're gonna pull on events and stuff, which that's gonna be our next tip. Actually, let's just transition right into tip number 5. After like when we're building that core team and like we have that core team, we're starting to expand. And we want to expand, don't just go pulling shards willy-nilly here. Don't just go pulling shards because you're bored. Oh, I'm bored here. Let me just go pull an ancient shard. Have a purpose behind it, but mostly, you probably know what I'm going to tell you if you've watched for any length of time. Only pull on 2x events, especially early game. The 2x events come around pretty often, to be honest with you. And they've been rotating quite a bit. But save up, like I only have 2 sacreds on here. And I know like on the channel, I do a lot of dumb things with my shards, but I'm a content creator. That's what we do. If you're actually trying to min-max, you're free to play, new account, whatever, only pull during 2x events. That's when your odds are going to be the best chance, a wrong button. You're going to have that boosted chance up to 1% for ancients, 1% for voids, 12% for sacreds, 2% for legendaries on primals, 1% for mythicals. That's when you're going to have your best odds. So save those shards for those 2x events. They come around often and you can usually build up a decent supply. And then a lot of times like they're paired up with an event, which is going to have like a champion chase or a summon event with it. So you usually can get extra rewards out of it as well. And it's not, don't be afraid, especially if you're still working on getting that core team, don't be afraid to save your shards and even skip 2x events and save up for those fusions, especially with like fusion tokens kind of being a thing. Like fusion tokens are going to be big and huge moving forward. You can get some amazing OP champions in there. So hopefully this is going to be helpful for you guys. 5 beginner tips, 5 mistakes that I've made, 5 mistakes that I still make to this day. I mean, if we're talking about pulling on 2x, I'm very guilty of pulling on 1+1 events. I'm very guilty on pulling on progressive chance events. 5 mistakes that I still make in Raid, 5 mistakes that'll make you better, make you progress faster in Raid. Hopefully this one was helpful. If it was, consider leaving a like and subscribing. I'll see you guys on the next one.